Hey, and welcome to Sewers. This is E1M10 in the Xbox version of Ultimate Doom. That's right, the 10th level of Knee Deep in the Dead. And it's official because this is an official release of this. You can only play this level officially in the Xbox port. The WOD's been released onto PC. It's part of various compilations from back in the day. Yeah, it's a mess. This level is a mess. You can probably tell that from the rooms that you're seeing already. We'll take down the enemies in here. Thank you, Mr. Pinky. So yeah, we'll take down these guys. But yeah, this level has a case of the uglies going on. As you can see, this is a very interesting corridor here. Very interesting corridor. This room here, no idea what that's supposed to be in the middle. That's like a lava pool. This is a big ugly wooden room with a bunch of imps on a higher platform around it. We want to come in here because there's a bunch of ammo. Now, this level is quite generous with ammo. It's health that's really the problem on this level. But as you can see, I'm just taking my time here to take down the imps. And yes, I am playing this on an original Xbox. Believe it or not, I dug out my original Xbox and I'm actually playing this on original hardware. I'm actually playing this on Resurrection of Evil because I don't have the collector's edition of Doom 3 to hand. But yeah, this is as close to the authentic experience as you can get. This level is, yeah, not worth the journey though, so don't feel bad if you've never played this. As you can see here, this is a very long corridor, very basic corridor. The room to the right there, that's the sewers, but we're not going to go in there right now. Instead, we're going to come ahead here and just kill all these pinkies. It's nice that this is designed so that they can only come at a single file. They can't do any of the silly, you know, running behind me tricks. I know your game. You're also probably wondering, why is there floor textures and ceiling textures that are the exact same? And to that I say, stop asking those questions. That's too many questions for this WOD. You'll also notice that the floors are different. The colour of the floors here different from the roof. Nice touch. Very avant-garde. This is a nice square room. Probably the nicest looking room in the whole WOD. I'm not gonna lie. So now we're gonna dive into the titular sewers here, and goodness, I hope you like green walls and grey roofs, because that's all you're going to be seeing for the next 10 minutes of this. The sewers here are a mess. Take down the Lost Souls. Yes, this level has Lost Souls. It also has Cacodemons, which is completely bizarre. This is Knee Deep in the Dead still, so those enemies are kind of out of place. But, you know, whatever. This level makes its own rules up as it goes along, it seems. So we'll take out the enemies here. The problem with these sewers, one, they're butt ugly. Two, it's very easy to get lost because there's very few landmarks for you to kind of remember, so you'll probably be looking at the map a fair bit as you're going around here. Three, the enemies can hear you from long distances because when you shoot, there's no real sort of like dampening to stop the noise spreading through the sewers. So pretty much everything wakes up and everything's going to wander in our direction, as you can see here. Which means that there's every chance when we go around corners we're going to get shot at. That is the Cacodemon we were talking about earlier. Marvel as he is in Knee Deep in the Dead here. I'll do my best here to take him down. It's best to just take these guys out as you see them. You really don't want them chasing you through the sewers because, you know, anything that prolongs the pain here is not worth it, let me tell you. But so far, you're probably sat here watching this thinking, well, you know, this isn't that bad. It is. It is. Like, you can get lost in these sewers for a good 20 minutes if you really don't know where you're going. Luckily, like, I've played this just enough to kind of know where we're going. So, for example, like, outside here, this is where the end of the level is. So, hello, shotgun guy. So this is where you come when you want to finish the level. We need the yellow key to do that. And there's Barons of Hell as well. My, I'm surprised they didn't put a Cyber Demon in here. That just seemed... It genuinely surprises me that they didn't think, let's put a Cyber Demon in here just for the giggles. So you can see all those pinkies up top. They won't come down until we've entered the yellow door. So for now, they're kind of... You know, they're just there for window dressing, really. I do want to get rid of these Barons, though, because these Barons are a bit of a pain. I don't want them wandering through... I really don't want them coming into the sewers and chasing me down, because that would actually be a pain in the backside. You can see a bunch of enemies have come out of the sewers as well. Further proving my point that they're just going to chase us ad nauseum. Look, guys, I'm doing you a very good service here by taking you out to this level, ending the misery for you. But yeah, if you play this on the PC WOD, which is fairly easy to get, you can pretty much grab it with a quick Google search. You'll find this in E3M1, so the sky ends up being the Inferno map, which doesn't really change anything. It just, you know, it's just worth mentioning. Yeah. There's a lot of ammo out here, which is nice. At least, one thing I will say, at least they weren't stingy on the ammo here. As you can see, I don't have to deal with the pinkies right now, so I'm not going to. We're just going to run through the sewers here. And we're going to try and head in the direction of the blue key, which is down here, I believe. So here's the first part I would argue actually maybe looks like a sewer. Because there's a manhole cover open there. Quite what we're beneath here, I don't know. Is it a city? And here's this bit. I hate that you have to come onto this toxic floor with no rad suit. And you have to fight this Cacodemon here in close quarter combats to get the blue key. It's nasty. It's really nasty, because if you don't have much health, and it is very possible you will not have much health because there's so many enemies taking pot shots at you from a distance, you know, it's very easy to not find this blue key because it's kind of tucked away as well at the side here. So great level design here. Grab that. But for me, the worst part of this level is yet to come, and trust me, when we get there, I will not blame any of you for like skipping over it, because it is awful. This trap itself is actually pretty awful, because this is a whole bunch of lost souls who, by the time you kill them all, the reward for going in here is really not worth it unless you really need the health. But yeah. Nice. So we're going to head out to the sewers now, because there's very little reason for us to hang around here. We've got the blue key, and as you can see, we've got to make our way out here. We can go down there if we want to. We'll probably go down there later on. There's just a bunch of zombie men down there and shotgunners. It's really not that exciting, trust me. Now, I'm going to give an epilepsy warning here. This room is vile. And I mean, look at what it's doing with the lights. It's just horrible to look at. I'm trying to kind of stay out of there as much as I can. Draw these spectres out, but my. This is a nasty room. I do not like the strobing lights effect here. This is the worst room in this WOD by far. Not only because of the strobing lights here, but because like the doors are not textured like doors. So have you actually spotted where the doors are? I bet you haven't, because you're so busy being like blinded. There they are. These are skin textures. My. So you can see here there's a bunch of Cacodemons in this room. You know, this is actually not a terrible room. And I'll say that. This is actually quite a fun little room to do battle in. Because you've got all these Cacodemons. And very soon we're going to have a bunch of imps coming in from the sides of the rooms. It's actually not the worst place to do battle, believe me. Cool. So I'm just checking to see there's no secrets in here. So when we drop down here, the yellow key's at the bottom. There's also a chain gun, which is nice, I guess. So I'm not shooting here because as soon as we come up top here, we will be encountering a bunch of imps who've just woken up. It's important that, like, I don't have them all standing around shooting fireballs down at me. But again, this is actually not the worst thought out room. There's a nice escalation in this room, and I feel like, you know, for all the things that, like, I can say about this level and all the things that I can, you know, throw dirt at, this is actually a very nice sequence. It's an okay sequence, you know. That's the standard we're going for on this level. But with the yellow key, it means we can leave, and by leave I mean be assaulted by this room one more time as we're leaving. So now we'll head down this way. So this really is just another route into the sewers. There's just a bunch of hit scanners down here who we can take care of. I think there's some imps coming up in a second on the right. Nope, there's a shotgunner there. No, there's 2 lost souls here. But yeah, this level honestly can just, like, it's not a good level. It's not a good level. I would not recommend going out of your way to play this one unless you are absolutely curious to experience what Xbox gamers could do back in the day. And trust me, you know, this is not worth it. This is not worth it at all. So this will take us down towards near the exit, and we can pretty much start heading towards the exit here, which is all I want from life really here. Believe it or not, there's a lot more sewer that we could go exploring, but to be honest, I'm really kind of like over this. Just imagine this, but in like slightly, but with more dead ends. That's basically what you're missing out on. So once we hit the switch inside here, those pinkies are going to drop down. We need to take care of the spectres in here though before we can start considering that. They really did just like think, well, we're going to put all the textures on this level. We're going to have the bricks, the woods, the vine walls, the base walls. This level has all the walls, and you got to give this guy credit, like, because like there's no way like this level would have made it in if he wasn't the only person who was probably looking at this project. But as you click this switch here come the pinkies. Now, honestly, there's not much to this. Just make sure that you leave enough space for them not to bite you, and you'll pretty much get through this, to be honest. There's really not much to say here. Oh, I almost killed myself. I almost sent Doom Guy out of this level the wrong way. I mean, there is no wrong way to leave this level. Leaving the level is just the reward. But now that we've done this, we can go up to the exit here, and yeah, God, that's sewers for you. Hope you enjoyed that. But we're not quite done yet, because I want to show you something really interesting here. So when you've done with sewers and you've suffered through it, you're like, where does this put me? What level will this put me back on? Well, the answer is it actually puts you back in Hangar. Yeah, that's right. So you start E1M1 with all the guns that you bring back through from that level. And you're probably thinking to yourself, wait, does that mean that you can actually go back to sewers if you really want to? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You can go back to sewers. Just come out here and click this wall, and you can relive sewers in a loop. This is like some tedious Groundhog Day where like you can literally just fly through these 2 levels non-stop, and as you can see, sewers is basically off and it's on a little bit there, and we're back. Yes. So I'll quickly show this room down here because I didn't actually come in here. Yeah. What a shame you didn't get to see this vine covered dark room. There is a door here. filled with skulls. Yes, this is a skull room. Like I said, this level makes good use of all the wall textures it can get its hands on. So yeah, we'll take out all these guys here. This is literally like this level in a nutshell. It's just really weak ass corridors. Nothing here is inventive or exciting. So yeah, we're back in this long corridor here. What a time to be alive. Well, except for Doom Guy, who I'm going to put out of his misery here. Thank you so much for watching this little series of looking at console exclusive levels for Ultimate Doom. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you around for the next video.